Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a Porsche-specific engine code that can be a real head-scratcher. P1319, which stands for knock sensor adaptation control. If you've ever plugged in your scanner and seen this code pop up, you know it can be a bit intimidating. But don't worry, we're going to break it down step by step so you can understand what it means, what causes it, and most importantly, how to fix Italiano. So, what exactly is P1319 telling us? In simple terms, your car's brain, the DME, is getting some weird feedback from the knock sensor. A knock sensor's job is crucial. It's basically a little microphone bolted to your engine block, constantly listening for engine knock or detonation. This is the sound of the fuel-air mixture exploding uncontrollably instead of burning smoothly. When the DME hears a knock, it adjusts the ignition timing to protect your engine from serious damage. The P1319 code means the DME thinks the signals it's receiving from that sensor are incorrect, or the adaptation values, the adjustments it's trying to make are out of the expected range. It's like your engine is trying to have a conversation with the DME, but the line is crackly and the message is getting garbled. Now, let's talk about the usual suspects that cause this code to appear. The most common cause is simply an aging knock sensor. Like any electronic component, these sensors have a finite lifespan. Over time, they can become less sensitive or fail altogether. Another huge culprit, and one that's often overlooked, is an improperly torqued knock sensor. These sensors are incredibly sensitive to vibration, which is how they work. If the bolt holding the sensor to the engine block is too loose or too tight, it can't hear the engine vibrations correctly. The torque spec is absolutely critical. Think of it like a guitar string. If it's too loose or too tight, it won't produce the right note. The same principle applies here. Finally, you could be dealing with wiring issues. A frayed wire, a corroded connector, or a poor connection somewhere between the sensor and the DME can all corrupt the signal and trigger a P1319 code. Alright, so you've got the code. How do you go about fixing it? The first thing to do is start with the simplest and cheapest checks. Before you even think about buying a new sensor, visually inspect the wiring harness leading to the knock sensor. Look for any obvious signs of damage, like cracks, chafing against other components, or melting from being too close to the exhaust. Check the connector itself for corrosion or bent pins. A little bit of contact cleaner can work wonders here. If the wiring looks good, the next step is to check the sensor's torque. You'll need a torque wrench for this. Look up the specific torque value for your Porsche model. It's usually around 15 foot-pounds or 20 newton, but always verify for your specific car. Loosen the sensor bolt and then retighten it to the exact specification. This simple step fixes the problem more often than you'd think. While you're there, make sure the surface where the sensor mounts to the block is clean and flat. If the code persists after checking the wiring and torque, it's time to test the sensor itself. You can do this with unplug the sensor and measure the resistance between its pins. You'll need to consult a workshop manual for the correct resistance range for your specific sensor. If the reading is outside of that range, the sensor is bad and needs to be replaced. Another test, though a bit more advanced, involves using an oscilloscope to look at the live signal from the sensor while the engine is running. This is the definitive way to see if the sensor is functioning correctly. So, let's say you've replaced the sensor, confirmed the wiring is perfect, and torqued it down correctly. You're almost done. The final, crucial step is to reset the DME's adaptations. The DME has learned the bad habits of the old, faulty sensor, and you need to clear its memory so it can start fresh with the new one. You can do this using a good quality Porsche-specific diagnostic tool like a P-Weiss or a high-end aftermarket scanner. Just clearing the fault code isn't enough. You must perform the adaptation reset procedure. After the reset, take the car for a good drive, allowing it to go through various RPMs and loads so the DME can properly relearn the new sensor's characteristics. And that's the full rundown on Porsche code P1319. It might seem complex, but by following a logical diagnostic path from wiring and torque to sensor testing and finally, adaptation reset, you can solve it yourself and save a trip to the dealer. Hopefully, this guide helps you tackle that check engine light with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more Porsche tech tips and DIY guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.